talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Carl Levin, Lindsey Graham,
Senator McCain, Bill Richardson,
Mike Huckabee, Ron Brownstein,
Fred Thompson.
That would give taxpayers an option of continuing to file the way they do now or filing under a flatter plan. But for you to highlight nothing but the negative in terms of these polls and then put on your own guys who've been predicting for 4 months, really, that I couldn't do it, you know, kind of skews things a little bit. There's a lot of other opinion out there. National Review that
Do you know anybody who thinks you've run a great campaign?
It's not for me to come here and try to convince you that somebody else thinks that I've run a great campaign. I mean, he's talking about Roe versus Wade and all of that, and you know, it's directly contrary to what he said in the past. Taxes. The Cato Institute gave him a D rating, which is the same rating they gave Bill Clinton.
And Fred's got to do something. He's a friend of mine, but watching him campaign is like watching a big bear stand up and try to dance on ice.
There's a parallel narrative on Fred. There's the Beltway bloviators. They don't like the process. They don't like all of us, right?
Mary, aren't you one of those?
I am a mini bloviator.
Mitt's changed his position. He's been all over the board. But my conservatism has been consistent. When he was pro-abortion, I was still pro-life and always have been. When he was for gun control, I was against it. When he was against the Bush tax cuts, I was for them.
So I guess you're not ready to endorse what's called a two-state solution yet?
Not till you see where those two states are going to be located and whether or not there's going to be some guarantee of security and concessions on the part of the nations that would surround Israel.
Look, this thing is still as wide open as it was a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. Yes, Mitt Romney, his lead, his once what we thought formidable lead in Iowa, no longer there. Huckabee, obviously the guy nipping at his heels, so that's a good reason why you're going to see him engage directly with Romney.
And I think Mitt Romney is smart enough to understand that. I think Fred Thompson is smart enough to understand that. The danger is you hit Huckabee and you take a lot of people out of this process.
Mayor Giuliani has written that it's not in the interest of the U.S. to support the creation of a Palestinian state right now.
Well, I don't think right now, because it has to be an overall part of the peace process, but it's been the United States policy, it has been the Israeli policy. Look, their record is wrong on this. My record is right. Of opposition to the failed strategy that former Secretary Rumsfeld was employing and advocacy of the one that's succeeding now. I was severely criticized by Republicans for advocating the strategy that's succeeding now.
Yeah, violence has been ebb and flows, George. I believe that no American death is worthy of saying body counts have gone down. But for us to be backbiting each other, mudslinging each other at a time when the American people want us to be positive, I'm going to win this nomination because I'm positive. I'm talking about what I want to do for this country, how I want to bring this country together, how we need to be bipartisan. The last thing we do is to be attacking each other's characters.
I think Hillary Clinton has been a terrific candidate in this race. I think Mike's right to a certain extent. She's in a difficult spot because Iowa is demanding change, and she doesn't look like the change candidate.
I think there is an audience out there in the country for a different kind of leadership that would ask for sacrifice from your own coalition as the leverage to demand it from the other side and try to build reasonable consensus around compromise that will allow us to move forward.
And if she does not win Iowa, she certainly, has some comeback to do. So maybe we'll have the second New Hampshire comeback Clinton story.
Oh, great. That's something to look for.
Take two.
If you want to bring back chaos in Iraq, pass the Levin Reed Amendment. If you want al-Qaeda to come back, go back to the old strategy. I cannot tell you how infuriating it is for me to sit here and listen to Congress trying to undercut a military commander and strategy that's produced results.
It's our military commanders who are saying that it's the Maliki government's failure to work out the political settlement, which is the greatest threat to the success of their mission. We have supported our military commanders. We have given them the funding that they've asked for. The greatest threat to any success in Iraq is the failure of the Iraqi politicians to work out their political differences.
But if they don't deliver, I will work with Democrats and Republicans to put more pressure on the Maliki government.
It's about, well, you said you lived in Indonesia and that, or you said, shit. stand by.
Talk too much.